So I just wanted to talk a little bit about the Arizona Diamondbacks today, because before the season started, people were talking about the Arizona Diamondbacks that they were going to be one of the best teams in baseball, one of the best teams in the National League, and maybe even like challenge the Dodgers to some extent for the NL West. However, it has not gone that well. They are 28-31. They have a negative run differential. And one of the guys they brought in to help bolster this team, they brought in Corbin Burnes on a big deal. He got hurt yesterday, and their pitching has already been pretty bad. So what does this mean if his injury is very extensive, if he's going to miss a lot of time, if he's going to have Tommy John surgery, and how likely is it that they're going to bounce back from this? You can actually see him say that his elbow is done and it's dead. That's what you can hear him say, or what you can see him say. I'm sure John Boy is going to have a breakdown of this moment up in a little bit if it isn't already. And according to Codify, you look at his cutter velo inning by inning. It was sitting 94, topped out at 95 in the first inning. Same thing in the second. His last one was 92. However, in the third inning, it started to just stay 94. There's a 93 down there. Fourth, 93, 92. And in the fifth inning, it was 92, 91. So that's a big drop in velo in a single game. And Corbin Burnes was actually having a very, very good year. 11 stars, 2.66 ERA, 63 Ks and 64 in the third innings. Whip was 1.17. Pitching really, really well. He was one of the best pitchers in baseball for the month of May, I believe. Yeah, in May, he had a 1.67 ERA over 4 starts, 27 innings pitched, 29 strikeouts, 0.93 whip. So if he's out for an extensive amount of time, it's going to be a big deal. He was supposed to have an MRI today, June 2nd at 5 a.m. It is now 5:30, and I don't know, has anything been said about it? I haven't seen anything. So I don't think that's a good thing. And even if there's no big damage done to his elbow, if he doesn't need Tommy John surgery, do you really think he's good to make his next start? I think he's going to be out for a little bit, maybe a couple weeks, if not maybe a month, just to be sure everything's good there in case he doesn't have to have Tommy John surgery. But not everything about the Diamondbacks has been bad. There have been some good things. Let's start there. Let's start with the good things. I think one of the best things to come from the Diamondbacks this year is that Corbin Carroll is playing at an MVP level once again. He started off in 2024 very, very poorly. Now, he was dealing with a lot of shoulder problems early that year, so that's probably what kept him from playing up to this standard, especially in the first half of last year. He tore it up in the second half. This year, he already has 16 homers. Last year, he had 22. He's on at least a 40 homer pace. He's hitting 254, 327 on base, 550 slugging percentage, 877 OPS. And look at all that red on the Baseball Savant page. Still one of the fastest players in baseball. He's so fun to watch. Like, look at what he was last year. Look at all that blue. Look at all that blue. And now it's red. Love to see that. Red's my favorite color. Another guy who's having a fantastic year is Geraldo Perdomo. He's having a fantastic year. Something that I never really saw coming. I don't think a lot of people saw coming. It seems like he's been around the league forever. He's only 25 years old, but he has 6 home runs. I think that's his career high. 11 stolen bases. He's slashing 283, 382, 434 slug for an 816 OPS. Yeah, I know the Savant isn't pretty when you look at the expected batting average, the expected slug, average exit velo, but look at these squared up numbers, the chase rate, the whiff rate. He doesn't strike out. He walks a ton. He's playing really, really good defense at shortstop. He's also a great base runner. He's having a fantastic year. And if you were to tell me that he was going to lead the team in WAR at this point of the season, I would have said you're crazy. And I would also said the D-backs were not doing that well. I think there's a little bit of both going on. They're not doing that well, but he's also playing out of his mind. We got Corbin Burnes here and Corbin Carroll. It's surprising that Corbin Carroll is not leading the team in WAR, in my opinion. I think that's kind of nuts. But Ketel Marte also having a decent year, maybe not the type of year he was having last year, even though, I mean, he's got a 930 OPS, 156 OPS plus, 8 home runs, a couple steals, not that many. He's walking more than he's striking out though. And you got Eugenio Suarez hitting 16 home runs this year, 231 average, 311 on base, 509 slug, 821 OPS, 124 OPS plus. He's actually having a really, really good year. I know a little bit of the power numbers are a bit inflated. He had that 4 homer game against the Braves and they still lost. So that might be an epitome of how the Arizona Diamondbacks season is going overall. The main thing that's going on with the D-backs though is that their pitching has been very, very poor. Outside of Corbin Burnes, it has been very, very poor. Their starting pitchers in all of baseball, they ranked 23rd in starting pitching in WAR in the league with a 2.1, and their bullpen is second to last in the league in WAR, negative 0.6. They are doing very, very poorly, and it was supposed to be one of their strengths. Zach Gallen has not been great. He has a 5.54 ERA in 12 starts, 66 and 2/3 innings pitched. He's leading the league in walks right now, a 32 walk walks in 66 and 2/3 innings. I think that is actually his probably his worst. Yeah, it's his worst walks per nine of his career so far, except for his 2019, which was only 36 innings pitched. But this is a guy who finished 5th in the Cy Young 2022, 2023 he was 3rd in the Cy Young, and this is a contract year for him. So he's one of the guys that, I mean, if the D-backs keep falling off, they're going to end up selling, and Zach Gallen is one of the guys that they need to sell. And how much are you going to get back if he's having a year like this? Yes, I think the name will drive a little bit more value than what his stat line reads, and he's probably going to come back to reality. He's going to do a little bit better here soon. He's going to turn it around. He's got a 4.58 FIP. He's getting a little bit unlucky, which is fair to say, but still, this is not the type of year we are going to expect from Zach Gallen. Brandon Pfaadt's not having a great year either. It looked like he was turning a corner and turning into like a very, very good, maybe maybe even a number 2 starter. But right now he's got a 5.05 ERA and 12 starts, a 1.316 whip. His FIP is right there at 5.02. His strikeouts are down. His hits per nine are up or around the same. His walks per nine are about the same. He's given up a lot of the long ball, 1.7 homer per nine. And his baseball savant page is just so blue. It's way more blue than it was last year. And I think I want to say he had just a really, really bad May. I think he just had a really, really bad May. He's had a horrible May. I was right. He has an 8.10 ERA and 6 starts, 26 and 2/3 innings pitched, 20 strikeouts, a 1.58 whip in May. April, he was lights out, 5-0, 2.43. That's what I was talking about. It looked like he was turning a corner, 29 2/3 innings pitched, 24 strikeouts. Yeah, his K per nine is a little bit lower than 1 per inning, but that's not the end all be all. But their pitching has been atrocious. Their bullpen has been bad. Their starters have been bad. Like what? And it's not like they're playing in a non-competitive division. They got to leapfrog a couple teams if they're going to make the wild card. They are 5 games back of the wild card, and I know it's only June. They could still turn things around. Brandon Pfaadt could turn it around. Maybe he has months down the road that are more like April than this past month. Maybe Corbin Burns' injury isn't too bad. Maybe their bullpen puts it together. And you got Justin Martinez back there. Shelby Miller's been doing well. I know AJ Puck is on the 60-day IL. I don't know if he's going to be out the full year, but he was one of the best pitchers in baseball when he came over from Miami to them in the trade last year. Getting him back would be certainly helpful, although he's been on the 60-day IL since mid-April. I don't really see a high chance of that happening unless he's been throwing. I'm not sure what his timetable is. Arizona fans, you might know. Eduardo Rodriguez is on the IL as well. Merrill Kelly's been decent though. He's got a 3.78 ERA and a 3.56 FIP. So there are things to like about this Arizona Diamondbacks team, but their pitching has been atrocious and they need to turn it around because their offense is still great. They are 4th in all of baseball in offensive wins above replacement with 11.9. The only teams ahead of them are Chicago, the Dodgers, and the Yankees. So there's a lot to like here about the Arizona Diamondbacks team, but there's also just a lot to not like so much right now. And they have so much potential. They could be so much better than this. And I think we've seen earlier this year that they were better than this. Things just haven't gone their way. And if Corbin Burns is out for a long time, they're going to continue to probably not go their way. And they're going to be selling some pieces by the deadline. I think I heard someone, but anyway, I just want to talk a little bit about the Diamondbacks. Let me know if you like this type of content. And if you like the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And if you want more content like this, make sure to hit subscribe. I'm going to try to put out a video every day in June. Thank you all. I'll see you in the next one. Later.